Now return to Let's Play Livber, whatever. Chapter 2. I remember the basement stretching to this far end. Blue light? Why does it feel so familiar? In the dark, you pause a moment. Your mind strains to grasp what this is. Lilith, food, creation. Dust and creak of boards mingle with your hurried breath. Beneath your feet, stairs descending. Where am I? Try to examine your surroundings. The basement. Could I find a way out through the basement? Or Lilith's creation. It was herself, wasn't it? Gods, what was that thing I saw? I feel like this is like some kind of mental anglerfish that is using the shadow of my own mind to draw me in and consume me. But it's going to be some figment of my maddened brain. This is all a metaphor for guilt. Let's try to examine the surroundings, why not? When the basement door closed, you felt yourself pulled into the void. Now, beneath your feet, wooden steps leading down. Basement. Gotta find a way out through the basement. So, the fact that it didn't give me the second option to talk about Lilith makes me feel like I just chose a path down a fork there. Going down the naive, I still don't know what's going on path, and not the, oh my god, I think I know what's going on path. Once on a sunlit morning of the first Circad, you saw Yell descend these very basement stairs. You followed after, finding her scratching at a hollow in the corner. A Circad, a time cycle marking a 3-year period on Gaia, divided into early, mid, and late Circad phases based on labor intensity. Trimesters. It's talking about pregnancy, isn't it? I mean, Gaia should be a clue to that. This is all metaphor. When you drew near, you saw it was a hatch opening outwards. Old, broken hinges rusted. When Lilith saw it, she grew fearful. Could I use this hatch? Do I remember what it looked like? Yes, as I said, a hatch made of wood, round, wedged among the stones of the wall, plastered with mud. You hardly noticed it before or after. If you could find it, perhaps it could lead you outside. See, okay. Like, I'm having a hard time here deciding which is my inner voice, because clearly, like, the narrator should probably be the voice in my head. Because otherwise this is some weird breaking of walls here, but like this, so far this has always been like first person. Why am I now in not first person? You can try, in the end. Do you really have any other choice? It lurks in the basement. I should go back, return to the house. No, I have no other choice. Go down the stairs. The wooden steps groan beneath your tread. Their cries, like the house itself, are bitter shrieks. From unseen depths rise a heavy moan, stink of mold and damp. One step, another. Go down. Open the door slightly. You re-rise from the dark. As the basement stairs sink into an abysmal silence, your steps find solid ground. Old memories. You remember the rooms beneath this house you once shared with Lilith. Like everything else, this place feels unfamiliar now. Lilith. Her dread is still fresh, sharp, and ripe. Crystals growing between the stones in the wall cast a faint, pale light. When you lift your head, you see 2 doors standing tall in the wall ahead. I have to get out of here. At the end of this place, there must be a way, a passage to the cellar hatch outside. There has to be. Doors or gods, I don't recognize this place. Where am I? Almost torn apart book. There are bloodstains on it. The writings in it are unreadable. This book really belonged to Lilith? In this room where everything has decayed and fallen apart, the only thing still standing is this table. That bookshelf. And that door. This is a portrait. Or there is a portrait on it. It must be one of my drawings. Okay. A florid crystal forced into the wall. This is what buries the room under blue light. But how could a florid crystal end up in Livber? Oh, look at the doors. You nudge aside the scattered books, the shredded parchments, the splintered wood with your foot, and approach the doors. On the left stands a rusted iron door, worn by the weight of years. An ancient symbol, long since stripped of meaning, is carved upon it. The other is hewn from heavy, damp timber, creaking softly as though it were breathing. Can we examine the room a little more? As your eyes adjust to the crystal's pale glow, you survey the chamber. Stone walls drip with dampness, cloaked in moss. When you listen closely, you hear the crash of waves hammering the cliffside beyond. Knowing the world still waits outside grants you a fleeting comfort. On the wall to your right, 2 circles are carved, harsh lines slashed between them, refusing union, drawn with hateful strokes. Before the wall, where the crystal is embedded, a rotting wooden table leans into decay. On it rests a broken frame, coated in dust. On the floor, a melted candle and a blood-stained, shredded journal. Examine the candle and journal. You step among the scattered parchments and torn books, reaching for the journal fragment. Beside the candle, it crumbles in your grasp. You open it carefully. The bloodied script is unmistakable. Lilith's hand. Most of it is unreadable, but in the final pages, you can make sense of some hastily scrawled words. I'm shaping her. She will be complete at last. Is there any other way? No, 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 it will be perfect. It will be complete. Together, be complete with him. Lilith, what other twisted lunacies did you carve into these pages? Keep examining the notebook. Is this what you called creation? I can't take this any longer. Let go of the notebook. Keep reading. Why not? Nothing ever bad comes from reading mind-bending tomes. Words are not enough. I need something deeper, more physical. Here in the basement of the house we once shared, I've hidden something of his. While he wanders around the house, he suffers his greatest regret in its deepest place. Should I tell him that she is not dead? The journal has been scratched, gouged, bloodied, as though Lilith needed to make her devotion visible. No matter how you try, there is little more to glean from the crumbling pages. You let the journal fall. The air grows heavier. Your ears begin to ring. What else are you hiding in this room? Approach the frame, or I need to get out of here. I have to find the path to the cellar door. Approach the frame. Why not? Despite the weight in your skull, you stagger to the table, lift the broken frame. Beneath the dust, it is a picture once drew. But the figure in the portrait has been furiously defaced, ringed with a mad scrawl. Bodies. We must be rid of the bodies. Of them. Of everything. Of all that fails to unite us. Even you. My love. My love. Take a closer look. As you lean closer to study the picture, you hear the basement door at the far end of the stairs creak open. Lilith's twisted, ragged breath drifts all the way to where you stand. I need to get out of here. I have to find the path to the cellar door fast. You push aside the books, scattered parchments, and broken wood with your foot and step closer to the doors. To the left is an iron door rusted with the weight of years, and a symbol stripped of meaning, and the other is just damp wood. The metal door, clearly, right? Because iron is like an old charm against evil, right? And then like whatever symbol is clearly also meant to be that. Yeah. Oh my. What is that noise? When you open the iron door, a sour stench of sweat and rot greets you. Fearing Lilith might be following, you slip inside and shut the door quickly behind you. You look around. Like the room before, this one too is shrouded in the eerie halo of blue light cast by the crystal embedded in the wall. It quivers with anticipation, then a voice. I was half expecting something on the bed. The table is broken and the chair has been thrown to the floor, as if after a fierce storm they were left untouched to make an example of something. The cracked mirror seems to have burst outward. These mirrors are rare items brought from Pankraberg. Some believe they carried the curses that marked the faces of homins. That's good. This is a good place to be. I doubt anyone could sleep on this bed, stained by decades of dried blood, pus, and urine. Unusable. Oh my. Who were we keeping down here? This is a prison, clearly. Clara, do you remember me? Look toward the source of the voice without responding. When you turn toward the voice, you see a young woman standing motionless in the corner of the room, her skin clinging tightly to bone. If not for her eyes, bright and piercing deep into your soul under the pale light, you might have mistaken her for a still silhouette of a statue. But then she tilts her head just slightly, and in that moment you see it more clearly. There's something in the woman's eyes, something you once knew, something you once loved. Closely. Wait a bit, I know you. At last, she remade me, from start to finish. Yes. What? Who did this? Was it Lilith? I didn't want this. Lilith, when you said our creation, was she talking about you? Probably not. Probably not our creation, right? Who did this? Was it Lilith? Shh, don't say that. If you say her name, she'll come. The young woman, hearing Lilith's name, presses herself against the wall. She pulls her shoulders tight inward, eyes fixed on the door behind you as she speaks. I had to be good. I mean beautiful. I had to be... Yes. What? When she pulls back, the crystal's light shows her more clearly. The scar begins beneath her neck and runs forward past her ears, reaching up to her hair roots. Well, that's freaky. Relaxing separation there. The skin of her face is pulled taut, as if cut apart and stitched back together along those marks. Fingers she wraps around her arms are thin, long, as if filed down, extended, and altered. The woman before you looks like someone who has been worked on endlessly, reshaped piece by piece since childhood. How could she do this? The young woman looks at you from where she had crouched down by the wall. For a moment, the twisted smile on her face reminds you of Lilith. For you, to create you, and of course, to love you. Are you her? Did Lilith steal your body and soul? Probably, huh? Lilith, I love you for who you were. But if that were true, then her craziness... we still don't really know the punchline to this story, do we? Okay, sure. I loved you for who you were. But Milady told me if I stayed pretty, I'd always be loved. That's what she said. She said, I don't know how to... I don't know if there should be an accent on this or what. Young woman hesitates for but a moment. She tries to furrow her brows, but the skin stretched over her face won't let her. But I got pretty, didn't I? I fit to T. Fit to a T. Yes, fit to a T. You don't need to be sad anymore. What? This feels like that whole Japanese ghost story, like mutilated face, am I pretty? And depending on what you say, you still get your face slashed. What? My lady, she said so. Stay here. If you're good enough, he'll love you too. This is weird. She said so, but if I'm just good enough, you'll love me, right? She tilts her head and looks at you. The sharpness of her chin casts an unsettling shadow in the darkness. You wait. As you try to make sense of it all, you feel a heaviness in your ears. The walls closing in around your body seem to be rising higher and higher. The wooden floor creaks beneath your feet, the young woman and you both waiting. What are we waiting for? Keep waiting? She's going to show up eventually, right? What are we waiting for? A refreshing breeze from beyond the cliffs will rise from the shores where waves crash against towering rocks, breaking into millions of pearl-like droplets, and the awakening that will come with it. I have time to wait. We need to get out of here. I have to find the cellar door. So we'll probably leave and go for the wooden door? Sure. White foams crash against the harbor and reality falls apart. The brown-sided ship sailing toward the horizon shrinks until it vanishes. You find yourself back inside the suffocating room. Her face is horribly deformed beyond recognition, her body grotesquely altered. She still waits for an answer. I don't know what to tell you, gods. What happened to you? What happened? Beautiful. I've become beauty, beautiful. Just the way you wanted. My lady said so. That's why she made me this way. I love to be beautiful. Beautiful. It isn't about being beautiful or not. It's never about that. You are enough, but what's making you think otherwise is wrong. You say these things because of her. She turned you into something she wanted to become herself. She took possession not only of your body, but your soul too. She just wants you to love me. As your love comes, that's how it should be, isn't it? That's what you wanted? Poisonous thoughts rooted deep within the young woman are so strong that her cloudy eyes almost seem to reflect the innocence of Lilith you once remembered. Did I really want this? Without understanding what it was, did I change Lilith? No, these aren't your thoughts. She shaped this role for you and wants you to play it with your whole body and soul. I hadn't become the shape I desired. Did I change Lilith? She seems slightly startled at the sound of Lilith's name. All right, she hates that. The lady, it says so. You changed her, too, and she changed me. I became her, and now you. Now you love me, right? Righty? Her arms fall limply at her sides, as if lifeless. Is there anything left of you in there? She can't have taken everything from you. I don't believe it. There must still be a part of your cloth left in there. The tautened and stretched skin covering her face dances slightly. You want to believe she's smiling. Body relaxes. A long time ago, there was a white, flowery place. There were waves. Whoosh. Her cloudy eyes turn to you, then catch the light slipping through the door behind. Did we not close that fully? Yes. My mother. She'd read to me sometimes like this. She gestures as if writing something. Remain silent. I don't even remember. Her voice was so beautiful. Sometimes I hear it. When my lady changed me, she'd talk to me. She said you'd come back. She leans her body against the wall. Her hands hang limply by her sides. Her face locks onto you, expressionless. But Why is it like this? But I think that time will never come. Because you'll never love me. Want to hear your mother's voice again? That's enough. I need to get you out of here. Boy. I don't know. Get closer. That seems like a bad idea. Do you want to hear your mother's voice again? She nods shyly. Then we need to get out. Suddenly, she opens her eyes wide and collapses to the wall she was leaning against. She covers her ears with her hands. Get out! No, it won't happen. My lady will find me. I can't go. I'm here. I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. She said you don't love me. You'll come, and you'll love me. Listen, you have to escape. Do you understand me? She's using you. Do you know the way? There has to be a cellar door around here that leads outside, or there's a beautiful world waiting for you outside. Waves, huge, towering waves. When they crash against the cliff's edge, they send up sprays of white pearl-like foam. Whoosh. Books that tell of incredible tales and stories. She doesn't understand the words you say. With her hands over her ears, she just stares at your face. Her lips move constantly. I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. You'll love me. She said so. And escape. Do you understand me? I'll stay here. You'll come back. You'll come back. You'll love me. You'll come. She no longer hears you. Curled up against the wall, hands over her ears, this hollow shell just rocks back and forth, murmuring that you'll come back, that one day you'll love her. The chains wrapped around her neck are drawn so that was not described before. Are drawn so tight, no force could ever free her from this place. Oh, metaphorical, no doubt. There might be something in this room that can help me. Examine the surroundings. I need to find a way out of this room. Head toward the doors. Well, clearly this is a mental trap of penitence that we're looking for here, so examine the surroundings. Moisture and moss cover the walls. In the left corner of the room lies a bed, its sheets stained with blood, urine, and pus. Atop it sits a cloth doll. The floor is decayed, scored, and battered, as though someone had dragged things, slammed them down. Against the wall before you rests a rusted metal table, its surface scattered with shards of broken mirrors. In front of it, a chair has collapsed, its legs bent. Brown stains coat it so thoroughly you can hardly guess what its original color was. The rag doll yours? Look at the toy. I mean, I'll stay here. You'll come back. Okay. Come. The doll is in shambles, stained with black blotches. Its eyes long since gouged out. One arm dangles loose. Its fabric looks like it's been torn open and stitched back together, again and again, in different places. The padding that once gave its head shape has been entirely removed. Patches of mismatched cloth are sewn haphazardly across its body. Lying lifeless on the bed, the rag doll is a reflection, a crude replica of the woman murmuring to herself by the wall. Well, obviously then she is a personification of this thing. Maybe this belongs to you. Place the doll beside the young woman, or maybe it's best not to touch it. Ah, sure. Give the doll back to Clara. Well, okay. I'm getting achievements for all this nonsense. I'll come back. Her eyes turn to you for a brief moment as her trembling hands take the doll. Her murmuring stops. You can feel she wants to thank you, but it seems she forgot how to say those words a long, long time ago. Smile and nod, smile and nod. You turn your gaze back to the room. Under the crystal's glow, the metal table shimmers faintly. On the far wall, 2 doors catch your eye, the moss-covered walls around them. They're tinged with an unsettling shade of green. Might be something interesting on the table? Without examining the table, head toward the doors. Examine the table, obviously. As you move closer, you realize the glimmer you saw did not come from the table, but from the mirror shards scattered across it. The shard's rightful place is the frame hanging on the wall. In the blue light, your gaze turns to the frame, whose edges are carved with meticulous care, almost as if ready to move. Its glass had once been held together, but has burst outward from the center as though someone tried to break free. On the lower corner of the table lie dried, bloody fingerprints. Whose fingerprints are these? Examine the table. The metal table has been battered in a desperate attempt to break it apart. In this cycle of torment, it bears dents and scratches over and over endlessly. Fingerprints streak down the table's edge, trailing black fluid to one of the legs, and there, beneath it, you see words carved again and again. If we're beautiful, we will be loved. If we're beautiful, we will be loved. One of these scratches is still damp. To be beautiful for her is just to be broken apart and put back together again. Poor soul, who knows how many times she's gone through the same torture. Examine the writing. You trace one of the words with your finger, a bead of fresh blood gathers at your fingertip. Clearly, the young woman hasn't written these long ago. Perhaps just before you entered, she was here again, writing these very words. I think I've seen everything I need here. Time to move on and find the way out. You turn towards the doors. One looks old at first glance. Its wood is dark brown, fading to gray in places, cracked and mildewed with time. There's no visible handle, only a notch in the frame, worn smooth. Not by force, but by habit. How fake it feels. So ordinary, or so painfully ordinary, that I must look again just to remember what it was like. That's interesting. Another thing forgotten by time in the darkness of the basement. Molded, ancient, and abandoned. The other is newer by comparison, but it's not the honest kind of new. More like something rotten that's been polished and presented as good as new. Its wood is pale, grainless, unnatural. A silver knob sits placed squarely in its center. If we're traveling down memories, I feel like this is the one we want to go down. But then again, it says that the handle is worn smooth, not by force but by habit, which means we've gone through this many, many times. So maybe... And it also says it's fake. So maybe this is like the covering of a memory. Like we've gone through this falsehood so many times. Let's do the newer door. Always go for the weird this run, I guess, huh? When you touch the silver knob, it feels like there's nothing in your palm at all. Your fingers can't quite sense what they're holding. It unsettles you so much that instead of letting go, you grip it even tighter. The tighter you hold, the more your wrist aches. This isn't a mistake. This knob was made exactly this way, to not make you feel anything. Oh, it's the gilded door, then, that is paving over. Okay. Even though something knots in your stomach, you push the knob. Open the door. The door opens without resistance. Inside, it's a little brighter. Metal tables are scattered across the room, each layered with dried blood. On the floor, small pools of urine and pus mingle with damp stone, releasing an unbearable stench. And in the midst of it all hang bodies on chains from the ceiling. Rotten, hollowed out, left on hooks to be forgotten. Keenan. Who dares disturb my century-long slumber? Voice sounds as if it's scraping its way out of a throat that shouldn't still be alive. Who are you? I'm over here. Come closer. I don't bite. Well, I'm kidding. Of course I bite. Right now, that's not really an option. I'm a bit tied up, you see. The thing before you is a body. Without its lower half, another of Lilith's experiments. Its arms are chained to the ceiling, a hook driven through its shoulders. Its head, lolling onto its left shoulder, watches you with curiosity. It doesn't take long to notice that one of its eye sockets is empty. What happened to you? And there is. Dozens of corpses hanging from meat hooks, men, women. Who are they? Gods, the smell is unbearable. Corpse cut off its waist. It's looking straight at me. How can you talk? I guess it's because I'm the one meant to talk. Others are... He gestures weakly toward other bodies hanging from hooks. The chains clink and rattle with the motion. Not exactly the chatty type, sadly, so all the babbling's left to me. But I owe my life to this deed. You don't seem all that surprised to see me. No one ever is. So who are you, or were? Surprised? I don't think I could manage that even if I wanted to, Golden Hair. Besides, I see you walking down here every night. Right there, standing at the threshold of the open door. You've left pieces of yourself in this place. If you look at that wall, you'll see the marks he made with his nails. He struggles to raise his brows as if pointing toward the far wall. What do you mean you see me coming here every night? This is the first time here since I leave. I'm never coming back. Okay, look at the wall. Against the far wall, a corpse rests with its head slumped against the blood-stained stone. Every faint gust of wind, its source unknown, the body sways ever so slightly. And as it moves, its head slowly scrapes against the wall. Every time. This body, who is it? Dunno. Might be you, actually. It was here before I arrived, and it'll still be here when I'm gone, or after I'm gone. Another of Lilith's little experiments when she was trying to recreate you. They say his own indecision is what killed him. Maybe this time will be different, Golden Boy. What do you think? You say that? I thought you were here alone in here. You keep saying this time, but this is my first time here, and trust me, I have no intention of staying. Yes, I'm sure that's true, but let me tell you this. I wasn't surprised to see you here, because this isn't the place you run from. It's the place you always thought about staying in. I had to come here. I had no other choice. Actually, we did. We had a different door. You talk like you know me so well, corpse. What? Corpse, you say? Pretty bold words for someone who burned down his whole soul 5 years ago, Golden Boy. The chains rattle faintly as he leans his head toward you. Look at me. I know you. Really know you, because everything you're afraid of is in me. You're afraid of the feelings you never voice, afraid to speak while you're tossed from place to place, and when it all comes crashing down on you, lash out at anyone you can. I know you, Golden Boy. I'm everything you can't bear to look back on. I was there in every moment you were too scared to choose. Corpse. At least I'm still honest. They weren't choices, they were masterfully crafted traps. Lilith really did build you well. Look at you, talking exactly like her. I guess. You're hitting below the belt. Ripped with gross insults? But they're just the things you've always wanted to say, thoughts you've known deep down but never dared to voice. Shadow. When Lilith was turning me into this thing, she said something similar. I'm going to take the part of him that loves me. If you ask me, that part was buried pretty deep, but when she took it, I will become a shadow. Proper grammar? Looking exactly like you, only without your fear. A sudden silence fills the room. Dim light reflects off the foul puddles on the floor. One of the corpses slumped against the wall stares at you, his lidless eyes wide open, jaw hanging at an unnatural angle. A bug crawls across its face, disappearing between the torn skin of its cheek and calmly making its way down toward the throat. In front of you, the corpse bound in chains sways gently, caught in a faint breeze whose source you can't place. With each movement, the chains creak softly where they meet the ceiling. You're in no position to judge me, you're just a shell, an image. Even the thought that you believe you understand me is disgusting. How long have you been hanging here? Let's see. Roughly since the time you started blaming yourself for your mother's death. Back then I was just a head, nothing below the neck. I'll fill out over time, you see. There are a lot of voices you've silenced, chained up, and shoved away. I figured by now I'd be up and running. There have been a few bumps along the road. Honestly, I was kind of expecting this to be the other door. Like, it would make more sense. There have been a few bumps along the road. Wait a second, hold there. Are you saying I created you? Lilith created you, not me. Or like what? What are the bumps in the road? Like death, Golden Boy. Death? What death? The death you're about to witness. Come closer, I want to show you something. Don't move. Come closer, Golden Boy. I'm not going to hurt you. We're on the same side, after all. Can I trust you? Guess not, but you don't really have a choice, do you? Still, I did show you my chains, and you know who I am. It should earn me at least a little trust, don't you think? Now, come closer. Let's get this over with. Approach. Right then, here we go. Hold out your palm. A little more. Yes. Do not drop it. I really hate this part. Put out your hands. As you stand directly in front of the corpse, the stench becomes almost unbearable. Inside his empty eye socket, you catch a faint glimmer, something shimmering. Then the body starts to retch and convulse. He grips his chains tightly as something thick rises up his throat, and at last a dark reddish fluid oozes from his mouth, and he vomits onto your outstretched hand. A mouthful of thick, warm bile fills your open palm. In that heavy heat, there's something there. And handed you the memory stone. Damn, give me a second to catch my breath. It's never easy coughing up the things Lilith stuffed inside me. Here's throat. Here you go, Golden Boy. Pretty sure this belongs to you. What's that? Crystal. Unformed, still translucent. Something you once said when you truly believed you loved Lilith. A memory, your greatest joy and your greatest lie. That feeling clung to Lilith. She took it, turned it into a ritual, shaped it, and made it something else. Which memory is this? You watch as the corpse's breath slows, the single eye sunken into its skull begins to dim, fading softly. A faint, genuine smile forms across its face. It can no longer speak. With crystal. As you wipe your hand clean, the round, translucent crystal is revealed. Veins pulse across its surface with a blue energy throbbing like living tissue. Inside the orb, a vision takes shape. You feel Lilith's warm body against yours, the softness of her lips pressing into you, her fingers threading through your hair, her breath hot and immediate? Intimate, is that what it's supposed to be? Against your neck. Your body trembles. You're biting, tearing, devouring each other, consuming until nothing remains between you, and in that moment you're whole, truly complete. Your bodies dissolve into one another, and you touch the essence at the core of Lilith's being. Then, with your lips pressed to hers, you begin to speak. What did I say? What was that first choice? That I would never leave her? I think it was that one. If we say this one, we say we love her forever. Crystal shatters in your hand, a sharp flash, and then thousands of tiny fragments scatter across the room. The corpse before you slips free from its chains, crashing into the pool of fetid, pus-laced water below. With one last effort, he turns his face toward you. I said the things you couldn't. Now the words are yours, Golden Boy. Break free. Chains. Unlock them. We'll meet again very soon. The corpse looks at you, that same faint smile still on its face. Silence in the room deepens. Now I'll also carry the things you can no longer say. Close the corpse's eye. Is this what Lilith buried inside you? Close the corpse's eye. The corpse doesn't respond to your touch. In the stillness, it looks almost like it's fallen into a peaceful, restful sleep. Better find a way out of here. You look around the room. As you return to searching the room, you feel something settle over you. A sense of expectation. The lifeless bodies strewn across the chamber are watching you. On the wall, to your right, you see two distinct doors once again. The first door is sealed with rusted chains. The chains aren't locked together. They merely hang there, as if they tried to hold something back and failed. The other door stands slightly ajar. Beyond it, nothing but darkness. No light, no life. Rusty chains hang down its frame. Everything about it feels strangely familiar. Each link reminds me of things I couldn't say. Or the door stands slightly open. Nothing can be seen beyond. Pitch-black darkness swallows everything. From the threshold, it feels as if a tremendous hunger seeps through for life, for all that lives. Well, if this is all the things we couldn't say, then we gotta keep going down that, right? Approach the chained door. Chains draped over the door aren't tightly bound together. They simply hang there, heavy and loose, as if they once tried with all their strength to seal something shut and failed. From beneath the door, a faint, cold breeze flows out, carrying with it a soft, flickering glow. So I guess this is your last chance to make a major decision. It's probably a good place to end the video. I'll see you next time.